Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'm going to cover Volume 9 of Dark Horse's Savage Sword of Conan collection, published in 2011 by Dark Horse Comics. I've been calling these the essential editions of Savage Sword of Conan, as they very closely mimic Marvel's old black and white essential reprint collections. This covers a great selection of issues from the series 94 to 102. And we have a brilliant Bill Sienkiewicz front cover, and I believe this is an Earl Norem back cover. And we'll see which issues these are associated with once we get going. Going to be a quick spin through this collection. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one issue. I just want to give you folks an idea if these are worth pursuing or not in the eBay markets and the back issue markets, because again, these are long out of print. And publishers Mike Richardson, collection editor Patrick Thorpe, assistant editor John Shork, art director Leah Rabacci. So great Gary Quappi's front piece there. Our first issue, Death Wars of Stygia, originally printed in Savage Sword of Conan 94. And this one is all Valmeric pencils and Vince Coletta inks. Nice Earl Norem front piece. We don't see it that often, actually, of him or Norem doing actual black and white pieces for the interior, so that's rare. And Valmeric's work for Savage Sword, in my mind, is yeoman work. It's good. He's a good storyteller. But his Conan reminds me a lot of Alcala's, except I don't think it's as good as Alcala's. But again, the worst issues in this are still great. And I'm not even saying this is bad. It's just, to me, the storytelling lacks some of the verve, the power that you get with the Buscema, with the Chan, obviously with Rudy Nebres, my favorite, and Alcala as well. But Valmeric did his share of regular Conan stories later on in the series' life as well. So we do see him here doing a really good job telling this story. Just not my favorite Savage Sword. Wouldn't even crack my top 10, really, in terms of Savage Sword artists. So we're going to move along here and get through this issue. Next up is number 95. We do have a Norem cover, and that, of course, is our back cover. So, Hill of Horror. And this one is a return to form with John Buscema pencils and Ernie Chan inks. You know, Buscema was a busy guy. Chan was busy. They were doing all sorts of other work. So they can't draw every, 32-plus page story of Savage Sword. So you got to get other folks in there to find other talent, like eventually Gary Quappi's, who does the front piece here. Later on, when we get into the 100s and the teens and 120s, I think we're going to see Gary Quappi's get his shot at some interiors, and they're fantastic. Conan showing his strength here. He would probably, in old AD&D terms, have 95 strength or something. Ben Barr's lift gates 95% of the time, for sure. Oh, yeah. Love seeing the bola in action. What a cool weapon. Of course, there's no shortage of strong female protagonists in these Savage Sword tales as well. This is another one here. Not just always damsels in distress. Great, this elephant here. Once again, evidence John Buscema can draw anything. Any animal, any creature. And of course, Chan's finishes so strong, so rich. You're getting your money's worth here with this work, for sure. I'm gonna blast through this one. move on to the next one. What folks are telling me is that these earlier issues, 1 through 10, 1 through 12, I should call them volumes, 1 through 10, 1 through 12, they are less expensive on the secondary markets. It's when you get into the later volumes, and there's 22 altogether, so 11 through 22, and as you get closer and closer to the end, my suspicion is was happening was they were printing them in lower and lower numbers. So there's the return of Rawl, one of my favorite recurring villains. Great Jusco cover. So as we get into those later volumes, they're going to be harder to find. Another great Gary Kwapis front piece there. Draws beautiful women. And this one is John Buscema and Rudy Nebres, the Ape-Bat of Marmet, Tarn. Really cool. Look at this. This is peak Conan for me. This is my favorite. And if you've watched any of my coverage of these, or any of my Conan coverage, you know I'm a nut for Rudy Nebres. I love his stuff. And look at Rawl. So powerful, so just gruesome in his ability to transform humans into these worm-like creatures. Then he consumes their souls in that way. Part of an alien race whose powers. And we have a recap of issue 88 when his first appearance was. So here he is returning less than a year later to once again pit his power against Conan's. But we're going to get a bunch of stuff in here. We have winged apes. I should have noted, actually, we had our first ape sighting here. What page was it? 123. We went a good long time without an ape sighting. 123 pages. And we get a giant mantis. We get a little bit of everything in here. And of course, Rawl is the center. And there's his race, his fellow aliens. He's calling them to him. And this is so gorgeous here. Oh, the women that they draw are just so lovely. And of course, again, this is no fainting dove here. She's every bit as game as Conan is to recover this treasure. And of course, she gets into some trouble. The antagonists rise like wavering shadows undulating in a timeless dream. As for the tentacled behemoth, he bears not the slightest animosity towards those who have intruded upon his domain. Nay, he is merely famished after a long night's napping in the depths. Conan saves her, and they really develop a close connection. There's the Ape-Bat again. It's funny, Rawl and the Ape-Bat never come into conflict in this story. They're sort of on different ends of the compass, so to speak. So they never really run into each other, and Conan is forced to deal with each of them individually, unable to pit them against each other. And of course, it's revealed through this incredible transformation sequence that the Ape-Bat is actually this sorcerer. And this story has a really bittersweet, tragic ending here. Because what happens is this woman who Conan has become so deeply involved with uses sorcery to help him. Because once again, we get this sequence, it's repeated. I could grab all you made and show you how we get a full-page fight sequence here between Conan and Rawl, and Conan is just no match for him because he's just this eldritch fury. But here, she's going to even the odds. And Conan never gives up, though. Right now, he has no soul, so Rawl cannot take his soul because she used a ritual to take his soul from him. And so Conan uses that to his advantages and finishes him off. Rawl's fellows, though, his fellow creatures from another plane, they're going to try to stop Conan, but Conan's lady friend has another surprise. She calls the dead from the sea to take Rawl's fellows away in a battle of monster against monster. But she had to give them something in return. And tragically, it's her. And it's just, they leave Conan unconscious. They take her to the depths. And it's just incredibly sad. What a sad ending. On to issue 97, Leopard Men of Darfur. Great Dave Simons piece here. Love Dave Simons' work in this book through the years. Ernie Chan piece. And then this one is all Pablo Marcos, and this is great. I love Pablo Marcos. We don't get to see Pablo Marcos penciling and inking in superhero comics very much, but we do get to see him here, and it's really great. All kinds of shenanigans going on in Darfar in this particular issue. We're just going to jump ahead here. Because again, I don't want to linger. I lingered a little bit on the last story just because I love Rudy Nebres so much. Buscema Nebres, the ultimate Conan combo. And look at this Michael Golden cover on issue 98. We're going to get, I think, yeah, we're going to get Buscema plot and breakdowns, Nebres finishes again. So wow, this volume is a treat. Great Bob Camp front piece. Always loved his inks on Buscema in the color comic. So man, yeah, there's even more Rudy Nebres greatness in this one. Look at this. And again, I love this newsprint. I noticed in Phantom of the Attic, my favorite comic shop here in Pittsburgh, and the Phantom of the Attic in Oakland, they had a collection of the new Savage Sword, which I haven't shown on the channel because I hate to show new comics on here, very new comics, because I want folks to buy them. I don't want, you know, but I do need to do an episode or two on them because I think it's a great effort, and I'm glad Savage Sword is back. Anyway, they collected the first 6 issues, I believe, and while the individual issues, the magazines are printed in newsprint, they didn't follow through with the collection. It's not on slick paper. It's on some kind of thick matte stock, but it's not newsprint, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm still, because I'm a nutter for Savage Sword, I'm still tempted to buy it. And toward the end of this story, too, the Rudy Nebres finishes go away, and someone else is finishing this, because this is not Nebres here. This could be Bob Camp. This is someone who's uncredited. It might be Danny Bulinati. It's hard to say. And then we have some Gary Quappy's interior. This might be Gary Quappy's first interior story. The Lady of the Tower is a shorter piece. And you're just getting a little taste of what's to come with him. His figure work is excellent. I love his Conan. A little more life. Not quite so hulking as Buscema Chan, but man, can Gary Quappy's draw. Next up, 99, The Informer, and One Night at the Mall. Oh, lovely Armando Gil front piece here. Look at that water. That looks incredible. Plot and pencils by John Buscema. Finishes by Ernie Chan. So we get Buscema Chan here. Really great here on this issue. Love this double page spread. Look at this debauchery going on. Oh, we have another ape sighting here on page 300. Something about Hyborian stories and apes. They always turn up at some point. And I'm okay. I'm on board with that. Great storytelling here in this full page sequence. Awesome. Love that action there. Battering ram. Who's this guy here? Very sinister looking. Superhumanly strong, and he's very large. Wonder if we're going to get... That looks like one of Rawls' race, but I guess it's not. Oh, there's a dagger in this woman's back. Oh, and she's a monster as well. Oh, wow. So that is definitely a surprise. And Conan eventually deals with her in her transformed state. One Night at the Mall. Stan Walk and Ned Sontag, Jim Owsley writing. So Christopher Priest is Jim Owsley. And Stan Walk, I don't think we've seen Stan Walk doing Savage Sword. I love his Conan. It's really cool. Stan Walk is such a detail-oriented artist. Just really great. It's a very short story, but really well rendered. On to issue 100. And who better to do it than Buscema Chan, When a God Lives. Oh, that's so cool. The little details are what matters in this. And with these two artists, you're going to get no skimping on any detail. Just incredibly vivid for a black and white comic. Just extremely vivid, detailed artwork. Yeah, this volume 9. I mean, if you're on the fence tracking this one down, you don't want to buy all of them, all 22, and you're just going to pick your spots. This would not be a bad one to go in for, especially if you can get it, between the $20 and $30 range on eBay. I haven't looked in a while because I don't need them anymore because I've completed my set. And I wonder where the prices are now. I should take a look just because I'm covering them so I can speak from a more informed perspective. But yeah, if you can grab this one for 20, 25, 30 bucks, probably worth it. June Brigman, Armando Gill. That's cool. We got the Armando Gill front piece, and we have Armando Gill inking June Brigman. June Brigman's one of those pencilers, to me, similar to Mike Vosberg in that she can be kind of a blank slate for the inker to work from. Her figure work is excellent. Storytelling is solid, and then the inker can, she can sink or swim on the inker, and they swim very nicely in this little story. Next up, 101, another gorgeous Michael Golden cover. The Siren, another front piece by Armando Gill. Plot and art by John Buscema, dialogue Michael Fleischer. Finishes Rudy Nebri. So yeah, wow, this is our third dose of Buscema Nebri. So yeah, this volume 9 gets along with volume 8, my huge stamp of approval, for sure. And you can see we're on page 427. Just so much material for when this came out. It was 20 bucks. These retailed for 20 bucks. They were a little pricier than the essential editions, which I think started out at $16 or $17. I think they were $16.99 or something. So these are, oh, look at those creatures from the deep. These were a little pricier at the time, but well worth it if you are a Conan fan. Because again, as I've said in the past, the color Conan comic was great. But these stories and the power and the sometimes prurient nature of some of the material, they're closer to the Howard stories for sure. Look at that gorgeous Siren. The music there. I don't read music. I wonder what the significance of this music is. It looked like it was taken right out of a book of musical notes. Oh, and here we get our cover piece. Issue 102. Art by Armando Gill on this front piece. The Iron Lions of Karamam. Script Michael Fleischer. Pencils Gary Quappies. Inks Ernie Chan. So this might be Gary Quappies' first full-length story. And of course they give him Ernie Chan to kind of hedge their bets. But I love it because you can still see that Gary Quappies' figure work through the Ernie Chan inks. And Quappies and Chan later on in this series would become a semi-regular pairing of artists. And again, I'm there for it. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Wow. Great stuff. Conan, his frivolity has been interrupted by these would-be assassins. Oh, looks like they were just sent to reclaim him. Yeah, this is tough. I really like this Quappies Chan pairing. And whatever editor saw this and said to himself, yeah, we need to do more of this, that was a good decision on their part, for sure. Over page 500, folks. Nearing the end here. And again, a quick one. Look at this finishing piece. Wow. And throughout every torturous league of that journey, one name resounds through every fiber and sinew of his mind and body, like pounding blood. One name and one name only. And what is that name? Ahmed Sud. So Conan is going to get his revenge. And man, he really lets him have it with this line. He doesn't want to have it with her. He doesn't take in her line. And he leaves them. Awesome Ernie Chan pinup. Get a little Ernie Chan pinup gallery to finish here, folks. Really nice, strong finish. Little Gary Quappies there. Little more Gary. Awesome. Wow, yeah, so super solid volume. Savage Sword of Conan, Volume 9, collecting the series by Dark Horse. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.